You ask where babies come from, and the story is simple. A mother goes to sleep, prays for a child, and a deity quietly drops it off right next to her bed. That myth holds up right until your biology actually starts changing. Your hormones kick in, and you suddenly have a very urgent need for factual information. But you ask the adults in the room, and they freeze. Out of their own deep discomfort, they dodge the questions, leaving a massive gap in your understanding of the world. Nature hates a vacuum. Enter the informants, older siblings or that one corrupted best friend who always seems to know too much. They sit you down, teach you an entire vocabulary of terrible curse words, and promise to finally reveal the ultimate secret of the universe. You are a willing, eager pupil. You sit there completely trusting, utterly unprepared to have your innocent worldview shattered. You leave that room convinced your parents are part of a global conspiracy of silence, and that your friends are the only ones brave enough to tell you how the world really works. The first exposure is always a clandestine operation. A friend pulls you into a room, locks the door, and plays a forbidden video. You stare at the screen, completely misunderstanding the mechanics of what you are seeing. To your innocent eyes, you are watching a brutal, violent physical fight between two adults. Your brain enters immediate psychological denial. You firmly decide that your quiet, respectable parents could never possibly engage in such an activity. A crushing wave of moral panic follows. You sneak onto the family computer for a late-night digital confession, typing out questions to see if your soul is permanently broken. School seems like the only place left to get a clinical answer. The science syllabus finally reaches the chapter labeled reproduction, and the anticipation is electric. Kids who have been truant all semester suddenly have perfect attendance. Students from entirely different schools are sneaking into the back row just to hear the lecture. Then the teacher walks in, visibly sweating, and he announces that you will be skipping human anatomy entirely to focus exclusively on the reproductive cycle of plants. You walk out of that classroom knowing exactly how a sunflower reproduces, but still completely terrified of what might be happening behind your own front door. The real danger arrives with a major coming-of-age milestone, your very first personal smartphone. You immediately rush to text your new number to all your friends. You are standing in the kitchen, casually looking down at your new screen, right next to your mother. She is holding a very sharp, very heavy kitchen knife, and she is rapidly dicing vegetables for tonight's dinner. A friend messages you a video. You hit play, expecting a joke. Instead, highly inappropriate, maximum volume adult audio blasts from your phone speaker. Your mother startles so hard she nearly loses a finger. She whips around, knife in hand, ready to end your life as you desperately smash the volume. In that moment, your new phone stops being a toy and starts feeling like a literal volatile hazard you've been allowed to keep in your pocket. Stumbling through these deeply embarrassing moments is a universal human experience. It is a messy, awkward transition from innocence to understanding. But the medium of discovery has changed. We no longer rely on playground whispers. We have unrestricted, high-speed digital access that follows us into our bedrooms. This flowchart shows the dopamine loop, a neurological cycle where a stimulus triggers a behavior, providing a chemical reward and an intense craving. When a developing brain processes highly stimulating content, this loop is hijacked. Harmless curiosity warps into an escalating compulsive habit. That adrenaline spike you felt in the kitchen eventually fades. It gets replaced by a much quieter, much more persistent pull that happens every time you're alone with your screen. We should forgive our past childhood curiosity and laugh at the awkwardness of growing up, but we must exercise strict, vigilant control over our digital consumption today to protect our minds for the future.